Gonna do a little walk around of my Magna, like a before and after. I've done a lot of work to it, but I just wanted to take one more video of it before I had it painted. Before I start my video, I just want to say, do not tread on me. America, okay? Trump, all right? Anyway, so this is my 94 Honda Magna V4 750. I bought it the beginning of this summer from the original owner. It was an older gentleman. I think he was about 60, 65-ish. He bought the bike brand new. Didn't ride it a lot. It had about 8,000 miles on it when I bought it. It has, I think, 11,000 on it now. So I put about 3K on it this summer. This is I've been riding since I'm 34 now. I've been riding since I was 15, 16. I've always owned a bike. I've probably had 15 bikes in my day. But this is my second cruiser, first one being a Honda Shadow 750, which, by the way, if you're planning on getting a cruiser, don't get a Shadow 750. They're stupid slow. You'll be disappointed. Although they're a great bike, very solid, bulletproof, last forever bike. They're just slow as piss. Anyway, I'll start from the back to the front and show what I've done to it. I did a smoked taillight with an LED, smoked taillight cover with an LED bulb. I did these smoked light covers with a chrome grill that goes around them. Come on, focus, camera, yo. On the back, it needed a new set of tires. When I bought the bike from the guy, the tires still had great tread. They're just dry rotted from not being used, man. You can see. I went to the Dragon last weekend. I put some good wear on them tires, boy. So I replaced the tires with some Avon Road Riders. They're not bad. I read a lot on the forums. People seem to really like them. The stock rear width on the tires a 150. The stock tires a 150 80/15. I did a 160 80/15. Excuse me. I just wanted to get a little bit more meat on the bike. The only thing I had to do was just move the brake stay out a little bit with a couple nuts and washers there. It's pretty easy. I have a set of black gas shocks for it, just so it can be a little bit more adjustable. I'm a big dude. I weigh 260, so these shocks actually work just fine actually for my weight, but with a passenger, it's a little mushy, so I ordered some new shocks, threw a set of Cobra slash cut pipes on it. I was going to do the Vance and Hines straight shots. They were just a little too loud. Kind of killed the unique sound of the V4. Plus, I did a jet kit on it. Pulled the carbs off, cleaned them all out, replaced all the gaskets, put a DynoJet Stage 3 130 mil jet kit on it. I believe the factory's a 100 mil jet kit. So very happy with that. After I re-sunk all the carbs through that jet kit and the pipes on there, could definitely tell a difference in mid-range torque, which was pretty awesome. The bike is immaculate. I mean, you could eat off this thing from the top to the bottom. Change the plugs, put a Canon filter in it, did an airbox mod to where it gets a little bit more air. Changed out the mirrors, did a little chrome reservoir cover, flushed the brake fluid. I'm going to do a stainless steel line on it this winter. I got these little chrome cable holders. Kind of like those, it comes with zip ties from the factory, which kind of looks a little fugly. And I did a chrome radiator cap cover there. It's got a 6000K HID headlight in it. Did the same smoked light covers and grills on the front. I don't know why my camera's not focusing. One of the complaints about this bike is the bike's not really heavy. I think it's 500 pounds, give or take, dry. So, it's not super heavy as far as cruisers go, but the brake, having a single brake on the front is just not enough if you're going to ride it hard. So I think the stainless steel line will help. I threw some Vesra pads on it, a nice real bitey pad, and that seemed to help quite a bit. Switched out my engine coolant for engine ice, just because you never have to change it. I think it keeps your bike about 10 degrees cooler, which is nice. I mean, this bike is liquid cooled, so it has a radiator with a fan. Pretty cool for a 94, I guess. The paint is beautiful on it. I mean, as far as the bike goes, there's not a freaking scratch or a scuff on the entire stinking bike. The only thing is, I detest yellow. Ugh. The only reason I bought this bike, I was looking for a Magna, and the price was so good, and the bike was in such good shape. I just had to hop on it. I'm actually going to take off the front and rear fenders. The little side covers in the tank this winter. I have a buddy that does paint. I'm going to have it sanded down, and it's going to be painted a silver metallic white, which I think will look really nice. I ordered some more of these Magna V4, Honda factory Magna V4 decals. These are clear coated over from factory. So those will be on the new tank because I want to keep it, stock looking. Needed a new chain, so I threw a gold EK chain on there, 530 chain. It's a factory size chain. Changed the sprockets. It's got the stock gearing on it. There's no reason to change the stock gearing. I have to say, though, for a cruiser, it's pretty zippy. It's not, you don't get bored on it like a normal cruiser. I like it because it crushes any other cruiser. It smashes any Harley, with the exception of like a Night Rod or a VMAX. There is not another cruiser that touches this bike. It just blows everything else away. I have a couple friends that have 1600 cc V-twins, and this thing smokes them things like they're sitting still, and I like it. And I like how the pipes, there's a pipe for each cylinder, and the baffled pipes sound really good, and it's a lot easier to tune your carbs with a baffled pipe, seeing as how you have that back pressure, and then them not being a straight pipe. Other than that, that's about it. I really like the bike. She just keeps going and going and going on the RPMs. People are usually surprised when it revs out to 10,000. The fastest I've had, it's 130. So it goes up to 145. I couldn't get it past 130. I mean, fast enough. It'll keep up with pretty much any of my friends on their crotch rockets around town. Which, that's all I really wanted it for. I'm getting older. Wanted something for comfort. Something that cruised nicely. Another thing I really like about this bike is this bike sits up. I know you can't tell on the lift, but man, this bike sits up really high. And I noticed riding around the Dragon, it's just impossible to scrape the pegs on this bike. I mean, I had this thing leaned over way further than I thought it should be leaned over. There's my buddy, just pulled up. Douchebag. But yeah, so all in all, great bike. Love it. I'll take another video after I get it painted. Magna.